guys, and welcome to another new video. Today I'm going to be showing off something I have a personal passion about. And some of you may find this a little bit disturbing, but as you've currently seen, if you've watched my previous videos, I am an avid lover of airsoft guns. I live in the UK, so in this country, real guns not that easy to come by, and in most part they are illegal. There is certain licenses you can get to use them, but there's no reason for me to have a gun. So personally, I just stick with my airsoft weapons, as it's a sport I love, and that's that. But also another love I have is knives, and most of those are for decoration or for just general use. Say if I'm doing some work in the house, it's always useful to have a knife on you that you can use to say if you're cutting just string or rope or something like that. It's very handy to have on you. But this is one that I bought because I actually just liked it in general, and it's this one right here. And this is a complete replica, it's not a real one. All this here is plastic, so it's not the most how would I say, like, useful of knives. It is more for the decoration, as that's the knife itself. I actually always keep this one blunt because there's no use for me to actually have it sharp, because I don't use it. It is for decoration, and it's just a personal hobby of mine. Personally, the reason I bought this one was because I liked the detailing on it. I think if I remember correctly, I bought it for about £20. That's English pounds, and that was about 2 years ago, maybe a bit longer, I'm not too sure. But personally, I just love, as this is all textured and it looks like it's been carved, which personally I love. And on the back you have, I'm not actually sure what they are, if they're just symbols or whether they're an actual language, so I'm not too sure. But to me it looks very, I'm going to say Aztec. I apologise, I am not a historian at all, but just personally I just like it, as it's nice, it's pretty, and to be honest it's actually got a nice sound. I don't know if you can hear it. There you go. As you can hear, it's hollow plastic, which you can see is where the knife sits. And just to show to the knife, this is it. It's not a long blade, it's just nice. It's blunted. I don't bother to sharpen this, as it is for decoration. And also I've used it to open letters before, so it's just, to be honest, it's a glorified letter opener for me. But this is it. These never leave my flat. They stay in all the time. When I'm not using them, they're actually locked away. So I do keep them safe. But yeah, I like them. They're just nice. Just nice to have around. I've got a few multi-tools as well, which come in handy around the flat. But yeah, it's a weird story really. I never realised how handy having a knife was for general housework until I got one. And the first one I got was, it's like a kind of foldable tactical knife. and it was very small. It wasn't that large. But then it just came in handy anyway. It was like opening things, especially boxes, as I used to get a lot of packages delivered, and that was always handy to have, because it was like, didn't want to go into the kitchen and get another knife, which was a pain sometimes, and then I'd forget to put it back, and so it's just nice to have one just around the flat, and they're always handy to have. I know knives have come up under a bit of scrutiny recently in the UK, especially with the zombie knife law being passed. Personally, it doesn't really make much sense. I've looked at it, and it's very broad in what it takes as a zombie knife. It doesn't make that much sense, to be quite honest. So personally, I don't really see that much point in there being a law being passed banning zombie knives, and if you're not going to specifically state what one is, because what it does is the law basically broadens it as it can be a knife that could be this, but could also be this, which if you're putting it in a law banning something and then saying it could be or it could not be, it makes it very difficult. Personally, I don't see this as a zombie knife. It's just a decorational piece, or just a standard knife, pretty much. But as I said, these don't leave my apartment. I just don't see any point in carrying anything outside. There's no point. But having a knife for personal use inside an apartment, especially with gear as well that I use, because I'm an airsofter, so using scissors isn't always the best thing on a piece of kit, especially if you're taking out the stitches that are in them. It's very hard to get a pair of scissors in them, or get a pair of scissors small enough, but the tip of a blade is very small, and it can get in there and just cut. So it's always useful to have one. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's just a little pet passion of mine, is knives, and this is one of my favourite ones because of the design on it. So I don't know where you can get these from, because this is the only one I've ever seen. I actually bought this from a friend. So yeah, he sold knives a few years ago for his job, and he sold them at a stall in our local market, and I saw it and I was like, how much? Gave him the price he wanted for it, and it became mine. So it became my very nice knife that I like. That'll go back in its drawer now and probably be used to open up a parcel or a letter in a few weeks. But anyway, guys, I want to say thank you, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Night night.